Here we are. Here we are. So we're going to talk about some stuff today. Yeah. This is our song. Hi, everyone. It's Lena and John, the Wonder Twin. Wonder Boy and Wonder Girl. Wonder Boy and Wonder Girl. If this camera doesn't fall, it'll be a miracle. It's balanced precariously on her breasts, it says. Yeah. All right. You want to dance a little? And finally pick it up. But the droning of the ring is only silence, and the damage that it's doing to me, quiet yet so violent. This song I wrote back in the 90s. What I did was wrong. I never claimed to be strong. Yeah. Suffer oh so well. It's almost like I love it. Rise above it. Yeah, let's forgive me, please. One last time, please. This is a good song, and I encourage our friends to go back and look at it. I'll post the Broad Jam link to it. Damage by Linen and Gate 18. And that was the name of my band for many, many years. Revolving Door of Players, but that was my band because it was named after an acid trip, and those were my seats at a Dead show, and that's the whole thing. In a nutshell, John. Boy. Yeah, this is revisiting the days of when I was still walking on the earth and stalking Lena. That's basically what this is about. That's kind of harsh. You weren't stalking. I kind of had stalkerish tendencies. But when you wrote that song, that was me. You were channeling me. And that song was about how it felt to call you. Right. Okay. So what? Go ahead, John. Lena's father worked for me for a while. He had a contracting company. I specifically hired him. How did you know to specifically, it was a conglomeration of divine intervention that your father worked for me, Lena. And it's very hard to put that into earthly lingo. Try. Do me a favor and try. How did that whole thing happen? Because that was a freak show. It was a freak show, but it wasn't. It was divine. It's the divine blueprint. And that's how we were able to connect here on the earth for a brief window of time. Right. So, now remember, I'm 22 years younger than John. My father was Johnny's age. So my father worked for him in his home, in the Dakota. And I had access to Lena's home telephone number because I knew her biological father's last name. Right. There's not many of that name. Right. We won't say it here, but it's not a common name. And the bottom line is, John reminded me today that he's Frenchy. Yeah, I'm Frenchy. I didn't even remember Frenchy, but here's the story. When I was a teenager, at around the time that my father was working for John, I was running around. I had boyfriends. I was minding my own business. I was not obsessing about John Lennon or anything like that. No. In fact, she was ignoring me. I know that not ignoring, but I had other things on my mind as a young girl, all right, than John Lennon and the Beatles. I would see him in the papers occasionally running around I remember when he was in Los Angeles. I kind of remember when he was with May Pang, and I was just like, what is that guy doing? He used to be so cool as a Beatle, and now he's just like a freak. Oh, gee, he's an old fucking freak. I'm sorry, honey. It's all right. I thought you were a little trollop. Did you? Not a trollop, but... What are you getting? Are you getting excited right now? A little bit. I like this puppet. All right, listen. Okay, calm down. Let's just 1 second, okay? Why are these feet crossed? I like when you stand like that. I don't stand like that. Sometimes you do. I used to call Lena's number when I was, I guess, bored. I was bored a lot. Yeah, this is in the late 70s, folks. Sean was born at this point, right? So when John wasn't busy carousing around or doing whatever he was doing, making records, or I don't know, what were you doing in those days? You were going around like, all right, occasionally I would call the number just to hear her voice. And how did you know that I was your twin flame? Lena, we're talking metaphysics here, and we're talking spirit communication. I don't know how I knew, but I knew. The same way you know now. I knew then, but I didn't know then when I was, no. So I didn't know that John Lennon was calling my family's house during the day or whatever, whenever. Right, and when anyone else answered, her brothers or her mother, because her father never answered. No, my father never answered the home phone, not once. The whole time growing up, I don't remember him ever picking up the phone. My father, forget it. It was nuts. Anyway, I used to call and wait until if Lena answered the phone, I would talk to me. And have an accent that sounded like, I called him Frenchie because he sounded kind of like a French guy. I was putting on a voice, sort of, but not really. And what you used to be polite and say how are you today? Oh, don't you sound like a lovely ray of sunshine? Little weird things like that, right? Now remember, I was a teenager. I was 14, 15 or something during that time. And I was very suspicious of men, period. Men made me nervous, right? Because of my father, right? I'm sorry, Lena. It's not funny, but... So I would hang up on him. And I called him Frenchie. I was like, oh, it's fucking Frenchie again. Because it got to be ridiculous. It went on for months. I'm gonna cry right now. Play the song. I can't believe I'm here crying with these puppets. Because you're Frenchie. I'm Frenchie. I don't know where to go with this. All right, let's relax and let's recoup. The next lyric is what I did was wrong, and it's true. I didn't mean to upset you. And that's why I stopped. Yeah, but I didn't really know what was going on in those days. And then I got this boyfriend that started stalking me. So this was my teen years were a disgusting mess. Because not only was I an alcoholic starting, getting really good at that, but my family life was a complete disgusting, dysfunctional mess. And I was dating fucking freaks. One especially that almost killed me. So then I had Frenchie here, calling me up, calling me a ray of sunshine. Yeah, well. So did you know what was happening in my life back then? Were you that clairvoyant? I would get dreams and visions about you all the time. And I knew what you looked like. Because I saw you frequently. Where were you? We don't need to go into this right now. Where were you? I was, the way you have those dreams about when you were working in the city, when you first, yes, at Irving Trust, yes. I used to go up and I used to watch you ride those escalators down to the cafeteria. I knew what time you went for breakfast before work, and I knew what time you went for lunch too. On Wall Street, this was the year I turned 18, right? Well, actually, you were 17 when you started, right? All right. Are we going to air this? Yeah. Because it's not that big a deal. It's not a big deal? This is really fucking freaking me out because, like, I'm remembering all this stuff now, and that opened up a can of worms, that whole thing. I remember those phone calls, and I just, like, made fun of him because it was like, oh, Frenchie, you know, this fucking weirdo. What does he want? And then whenever anyone else answered it, he hung up. Right. And I would say, oh, that must have been that guy again. But he didn't want to talk to anyone. He likes my voice because you have a great voice. Anyway, this is my song Damage. And as you can see, we're quite damaged. We are. It's very strange. This is all a very strange thing for me to think about. But it makes so many things come to light, and it all makes sense. But another part of me is like, how is this possible? Like, how is this possible? It's very possible. Did you want to say anything else before we go? That lyric is great. I'm trying to connect. I try to every day. When I wrote that song, again, I was not yet connected with John. John was obviously, as far as I knew, dead and buried. And that was another one. This song, Damage, is another one of those songs. Like, what do these lyrics mean? I don't even know what this is about. And it was all channeled. Even my voice, you can hear. Go back and listen to that song proper if you care about this particular segment, folks. And you will hear tears are rolling down my face right now. I mean, I'm just like, I don't know who's crying. Is it me or you? Oh, it's me too. All right, we're gonna turn this off. I'll play this back and see if I'm going to let's air it. I think it's a good idea. It's all good. It's all meant to be. All right. Will give us some clarity on things, but you know, and you know, I used to see you at the park too, over in Queens. I used to one or two times I walked through the park, and I did see you playing your guitar when you were just quite young still. I didn't come over, obviously. No. You must be, like, great at disguising yourself. I was not bad. Well, there was a lot of people up in that park in those days, and a lot of, you know, different characters, and it was fairly easy to do. And how did you get there? I used to take cabs. I had no problem taking cabs into Queens. It all worked out fine. I didn't do it every day. All right. So you knew I knew your home address. I knew everything about you. Once your father started working for me, I knew everything about you. And I also knew that you were my one. My one. All right, folks. This has been Lena and John, Wonder Boy and Wonder Girl, with some pretty interesting memories and revelations dating back to our earliest connections. And this is all we'll say for now, right? Yeah. We could take this apart as gradually as you wish. But you remember me now. I do remember you, yes. Let's dance on the outro. All right. God, I got so emotional. Yeah, it's very emotional. I'm feeling it too. So, and we just watched this great movie too, Jim Jarmusch movie called The Last Lovers Left on Earth or something about vampires. But that reminded me of us too. Yeah. It's crazy, folks. I'm not gonna Yeah, it's not normal. No, this is not a normal twin flame relationship. What is? None of them are. That's the thing. None of them are normal. Right. The woman who was Michael Hutchence's twin flame, she had a very similar. Well, we'll get into that another time, right? But we were friends, and she knew, right away that me and John were legit twin flames. And this woman, Cornelia, she was Michael Hutchence of INXS, his twin flame. And, well, I don't know. It can get very crazy. The connections are very weird, and they're lifelong. Yeah, there's nothing like it. I love you so much. This made me feel really good. We'll like it. We'll go back and come on. All right. Bye, everybody. Bye.